Forex. Today is March 27, 2014. We've got a different format running today. I am in transit, and so let's just go ahead and go straight to the charts here. Euro, dollar. First of all, Nino, how are you?
I'm great, Marcello.
How was the session yesterday? How's the trading session?
The trading session today, it went very well. Today turned out to be more of a learning curve more than getting entries into the market. We didn't get too many entries. I posted one of the entries that we took, but it's more of a learning curve for everybody in the room today to see just how, when the market is in consolidation, exactly how the market can be.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Based
Yeah, so
upon
guys,
your trade calls, if we didn't have those analysis, then basically a person can really get beaten up in the market. You can lose a lot of capital on a consolidation market. So that's why I said today was basically more of a learning curve more than getting too many entries for price action.
absolutely. You're right about that. So consolidation bias was absolutely right on for the majority of the pairs. Let's go ahead and talk to it. So talk about it. Euro dollar here. We basically said that there was going to be a sell-off right down to the 50 EMA. We expected a bounce off that 50 EMA. Now, if you took a sell basically where we were down to the 50 EMA, which is about 40 to 50 pip maximum favorable excursion, you obviously would have made money there. You can see that price actually closed down here, closing at the 50% below the 50 EMA. What's going to be our call today? We have areas of support at 37.15 and at 37.43 at the 50% fib area. We're going to be looking for, for what I'm seeing, we also have a 50 EMA right above it. Okay, so now this becomes ambiguous as far as our bias is concerned. We're not going to call it. It's a Friday. What I believe could happen here easily, though, is we could get a bounce off the 50% fib area that's at 37.15 to 37.20 area. So look for a bounce in that area and an opportunity on the 15-minute time frame. Dollar Swiss, I also looked for the same thing. Here we have the 50 EMA. So I believe that price is going to go up. We're still in consolidation, guys, on all these pairs, by the way. So we have about 12 pips to the upside of the 50 EMA. We get to the 50 EMA, we're going to be looking for a bounce. Look for a bounce at 0.8877. That's where we're going to be looking for some manifestation of a reversal candle in that area. And we're going to see price move down, most likely. Pound dollar. Looking at the pound dollar, we've had 4 days of movement to the upside. We are sitting right on the 38.2 and 23.6 fib area. We're clearly above the 50 EMA, the 200 and the 800 EMA. This is clearly an uptrend, and we did have a dip down to the lower areas of support. What we can see here, this is going to be a little bit difficult for us to call here. But it does look like we could have a buy here on the pound dollar. So I'm looking for a buy here for 38.2 and the 50%. I think that's 23.6, actually 23.6 fib area on this pound dollar. You can see as a whole what we have is off of this 800. Looks like we're forming railroad tracks on the weekly. So that is something to be aware of, because if we do have that railroad tracks that forms tomorrow, we're going to be looking for more of an up move going into the week after that, which will be non-farm payroll next week as soon as we get into the month of April. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen, as you can see, continues consolidation. This is very tight consolidation. There's no real telling of where price can go because we're right in the middle of these areas of support and resistance. Price could go up, it can go down, it can be anywhere as far as that's concerned. I'm not going to call a bias for the dollar yen. Aussie dollar clearly looks like a buy. Here's what we're going to have to look for. We're going to look at 92.36. That is going to be our bounce point. What price does at this area, if price rejects, if price comes down, gets 92.36, gives us a nice railroad tracks formation or reversal candle. We're going to be looking for a continued movement to the upside. We will know that the Aussie dollar intends, for the time being, to remain in an uptrend. Okay, and so that's what we're going to be looking for. We're going to look at price action at 92.36, which is going to be our point of decision. New Zealand dollar, same thing, guys. We had a beautiful railroad tracks formation. If you look on the weekly here, we had a beautiful reversal candle, which lined up with areas of trend, with a trend line, with areas of support and resistance. We saw price get through there. We saw price break right through that area, really move up to 86.72. And what we're going to be looking for going forward, is probably a continued movement to the upside. 86.72 is really going to be that's going to be a point for us to consider as we go forward, because this is clearly moving out of consolidation. We're still at the high points though, so we have to look at and see where price goes from here. For the time being though, we have to believe the price is going to continue to move upward until we see manifestation of a reduction of price at these higher levels, which for us means that we're going to be looking for a continuation of the trend to the upside. Those of you in Build Wealth, this will be our first trade. We actually lost in quite some time. We had a 1.4% loss on that trade, taking New Zealand for a sell. Had we won, of course, we would have had opportunity for major profit, and that's just a part of the game. So that is the trade that we had taken, and we had missed out on. Pound yen. Pound yen, we actually had a great opportunity to get a bounce off the lower areas of support, 168.50. That was yesterday. I'm not sure. We did call a consolidation. We wanted to see price go down. Price did go down, bounce off the areas of support and resistance, and then move up. We're going to be looking for price to sell from where it is currently if it's to remain in consolidation. So we should most likely see a sell on the pound yen. If it is to remain in consolidation. Euro yen, we could see a sell on the euro yen getting back down to these areas. Now, if you see price get down to 139.73 in the European session in London or in New York session, that is a good place for you to consider a buy. Dollar CAD has been in sell and has had a continuation in the sell this entire week. As you can see here, we're getting down. We've crossed the 50 MA, which leads us to believe that we're going to see a continuation of price to the downside. We do have an area of support, though. That area of support is at 1.100. Just about 1.09722. So look at that for support. With that, guys, that is it. We look forward to seeing you next week, Monday. At the same time, we'll be back here, and hopefully we'll be in profit. All the best. Talk to you soon. Happy trading. Bye-bye.